Hey everybody, welcome to the Morphin Grid. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
I never know where to go from here when it's my turn.
And today we're watching episode 42 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes.
A pig surprise. I hope Pudgy Pig is back.
Yeah, after last episode.
Yeah, we need something.
Yeah, something goofy, something fun, and I really hope it's Pudgy. I don't remember another episode where Pudgy Pig is the focal point.
I was telling you earlier, I think I do, but I don't know if my brain just concocted that to cope with the fact that the last episode was kind of boring.
Right.
So I guess the only way to find out is to watch it.
Yes. Save us, Pudgy Pig.
Save us, Pudgy Pig. So if you're new here, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the podcast.
You looked at me like
What's
I
up?
was supposed to say something.
No, I'm just waiting for you to scowl.
No, I just let it, whatever. I can't beat it, so I might as well just let it happen.
Yep. So what we do is we pause the recording, we go watch an episode of Power Rangers, then we come back and we talk about it. Sometimes we talk about it for too long. Sometimes we end up talking about Super Smash Brothers. You never know what you're going to get here at the Morphin Grid. Power Rangers will be involved in some capacity, though. So without any further ado, it's Morphin time! And we're back. We just watched a pig surprise. And guys,
We've been saved.
we've been saved. Spoilers.
Okay.
This was very surprising.
Yes.
It's a really good episode.
I was shocked and terrored.
Almost birdemicked, but then not because of a pig. So it aired on February 8th, 1994. I haven't mentioned that in a while. So
I feel like you did 2 episodes ago, but those 2 episodes ago were like 4 weeks ago for us.
So it's hard to judge. And was that in the first version of 39 or the second version?
Who knows? Not the second version, because I think you were like, it aired sometime in 1993 or 4.
I think that was 41. I don't know. Look,
Whatever.
guys.
Here we are.
I don't keep notes on this. I just do it, and then I do notes later when I edit. So before we get started, morphingrid.tumblr.com is our website. You can go there, and you can look at posts that I make about the episodes that have convenient links to things we talk about in the episode. Should they require a link, there's pictures of Kimberly and what she was wearing. There's always a funny header image, a lot of cool stuff. Go check out that. If you want to email us, you can do that at littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com. We don't get a whole lot of emails, guys. I'm a little sad about that. So,
Yeah. No new ones today. I checked that this morning too.
So just email us, guys. Come on. Or conversely, you can tweet us at MorphinGrid on Twitter, where we do get a frequent amount of tweets.
Yeah.
So that makes up for the lack of emails. I guess nobody has anything over 140 characters that they have to say.
And if they do,
They just send a second tweet.
they can do it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/themorphingrid.
Yeah, that's a good way to include that because I still haven't worked it into my routine. 'Cause it took
Where
us
I
40
basically just post the Tumblr stuff, but it's also linked to our Twitter, and there's going to be more stuff on it at some point.
Work in progress.
That picture of us in JDF is coming. The one that's on my personal Facebook is a picture of that section of my wall,
Do you have a
and
scanner?
I don't
'Cause
want to pop it out of the frame because the frame I put it in is a pain in the butt.
I can just let you scan mine.
We'll do that.
I'll bring it over.
I do have a scanner. I don't know how it works, but we'll figure it out.
I think
We're a couple of smart guys.
Yeah,
We're
we figured out how to
fine.
do a podcast. Look at all these wires. We're so smart. And we're on iTunes, where I invite you to leave us a rating and review. So, because if we get 2 more, we get a rating, and then we get featured, and then more people find out about it, and then more people listen to it, and everyone goes home happy. Because, guys, this is a really small podcast. Some people just don't know all the fun you're having. Don't you
Yeah.
want to share that with the whole world?
Yes, you do.
You do. And look, Josh and I could just both leave a review for our podcast.
Right, and that would put us at 5.
That
But I
would
don't
put us
want
at
to do
5.
that.
We're
That's
not-
cheating.
Yeah. No, come on, guys. do I look like a cheater to you? You have no idea what I look like unless you looked at that picture.
Unless it's up yet. It's
I'm the
probably not
hairy
up yet.
one
I'm
on
pretty
the
awful
right.
pretty awful at doing that.
It'll be up by the time.
I'll tag us in it
Yeah.
so they know who's who.
Yeah, guys. Come on.
I tagged the sneering babe in that
Did
picture.
you?
Yeah.
Nice. Still the gold standard. There hasn't been one that quite matches up to that. So that's all we have for pre-show stuff. You want to just jump into the episode? Unless you got something else.
Nope. Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
All right, cool. So today in Angel Grove is annual pet adoption day. Every year, apparently, Angel Grove has an adoption rally to get rid of some of these. Not get rid of. Give these pets some homes because homeless pets are sad. Yeah, you don't want that.
That is sad.
So who's heading this up but the Power Rangers? Because obviously
I don't know if they're like in charge of it, but they definitely have their own pet adoption table.
they have their own booth where they are
It's like a flea market, but it's pets instead of junk.
instead of lamps and old Nintendo cartridges. Are there any flea markets near here?
I'm sure we could find.
We
some.
should do a Google. I just want to walk around and look at fleas. I said that. It's a terrible joke. So
Been hanging around me too much.
way too much. So we're gonna jump right into what was Kimberly wearing. We got two parts, and the second part,
Don't we have 3? I think she's wearing a different thing at the very end too.
she was, and I didn't notice. Cancel the podcast. Shut it down, Josh. Shut it all down.
I'm like in my windscreen right.
You're gonna be definitely audible.
All right.
I don't remember what her third one is, and I am.
It looked like it
ashamed.
was overalls, but like pants. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, so that one might end up being a morphingrid.tumblr.com exclusive.
Let's do that. We haven't done that. Let's do that.
So in order to find out what the third thing she's wearing is, you have to either A, go to morphingrid.tumblr.com and look at the post, or watch the episode.
Yep.
Those are the two options. You can't
Until Jake catches up the first 21 episodes, and then we also have a What Was Kimberly Wearing folder on the Facebook.
yes.
But that's an undertaking, I understand.
Yeah. I mean,
That's,
so, look,
that's not something I particularly want to do either.
I got a
so-
lot of podcasts I got to catch up on, and a good way to kill time is just to watch snippets of episodes for the best picture
Right.
of Kimberly and what she was wearing. So, what was she wearing part one? She's got jeans on, and it looks kind of warm out, but I guess it's not because everyone's in long sleeves, except for Trini, I think.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I only remember what Trini was wearing at the very end.
The only thing I remember about Trini,
Oh, no, I remember what she was wearing in the middle. She also had 3 outfits this episode.
yes, because it was 3 days.
Right.
I assume everyone did, but it's harder to tell, especially because Jason only wears
I'm
garbage.
not looking at the other 3 that hard.
No. The best part about the unaired pilot was that Jason was just dressed like a guy. You know,
Yeah.
regular, kind of a greaser.
A little bit of a greaser, but like without the jacket.
Now he wears flannel
He
hoodies that he cuts his sleeves off.
He's the Red Ranger. So like in the show that we got, he's like head to toe red all the
Yeah.
time. But in that pilot, he had jeans and a white T-shirt with like red trim
There
on
was
it.
red trim around the sleeves, and that's it.
Maybe he had like red sneaks on. I don't know.
I have no
I
idea.
don't remember. But like it was a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
I noticed that with Trini in this episode too. Everything she had on at the end was yellow.
Yeah. The
Down
only thing I
to her
remember is that
shoes.
she was wearing a choker, and it made her neck look really long, which I feel like is the opposite of what a choker's supposed to do. I don't know if it's supposed to make your neck look shorter or longer, but it
I don't
definitely
know.
made it look very long. Anyway, she's wearing jeans. She's got a pink shirt on tucked into her jeans, so maybe she's wearing her leotard again. Now that you put that in the air, I can't imagine her.
She might be because I think it's sticking out of the bottom of her shorts. So,
She's wearing jeans, so
does she have pants on?
they're full pants.
Oh. I
She's
don't
wearing
know.
a dress later. We'll get there. And then she's got a flowery long sleeve shirt that's tied off at the belly button. It's good. It's a good look. She looks like she's appropriately dressed to deal with animals,
Right.
as opposed to last episode where she's like, "I'm gonna go plant trees in the whitest thing I own.
I'm gonna look as cute as I can.
and kneel in the dirt." Trini will throw mud at me because she was probably doing that. So this is okay. I don't know how many of you guys work in a retail job, specifically like a Walmart or a Target, But the woman that comes up with this pig
I thought the exact same
definitely
thing.
shops at Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Like 1,000,000%. Maybe even Target, but like this is definitely someone who thinks that people who work in retail owe her something
Yeah.
because of the way she talks. And then starts crying. She's like the kind of person that's like I'll ask if I can help in any way, and then she won't shut up. And not about needing help.
Right.
Like I'm like, look, do you want me to help you find something? No, then just let me go. I have things to do. Ordinary people, man. Ordinary freaking people.
So this is the ordinariest old lady.
Yeah, and she's walking a pig, the fattest
The
pig
fattest pig in the world.
in the
Its
history.
tummy drags, I
Yeah.
swear.
This is a large pig, and so she starts crying because she can't give this pig a home.
She starts crying because Kimberly's like, ew.
because Kimberly doesn't like pigs.
No.
And
No, she had a bad experience with a pig.
I guess I have a
All of the Rangers have had a bad
Yes.
experience with a pig.
I have a theory about something later
Okay.
that we'll talk about when we get there. So they're like, we'll take the pig. Just stop crying. Get away from us.
Right.
They don't say that, but look, in a couple years, that's what they would be thinking. I don't know about now when they're bright-eyed teenagers,
Right.
but they're just helpful young people at this point. But like 4 or 5 years down the line, they'll be like, lady, leave. Give me the pig. Go away. So then we cut to Zach, who's running in the woods, and he is late. And it's a bummer that he's late because he stops to mention that he's late to himself, which I guess would make him more late, even if he didn't want to see this woman, who's the same woman,
Same woman.
being sneaky in the woods.
It's sneaky. Then she starts like jumping around all weird.
And then she's a putty.
What?
Power Rangers been pranked. And so Zach's like, hey, what are you doing in the woods, putty? And then 100 putties jump him.
He's like, you lost or something, Claybrain? Or something very close to that effect.
It might have been Claybrain. So then a bunch of putties attack.
You can see that the putty is holding what I thought was just an old camera.
Yeah,
But then 100 more putties come
Yeah.
out, so we don't really get a good look
we'll
at
get
it.
we'll get a better look at it. It's basically a remote controlled like a car, like the remote control car.
Like an RC car controller.
It's the remote control for that. But it has like an egg beater on it. It looks like something that Ghostbusters would use.
Right.
And I don't know what the purpose of this thing is.
We'll find out, sort of.
We find out, but then it immediately goes back on what this thing's purpose is. Again. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah.
That could be the slogan for the Morphin Grid. Morphin Grid. We'll talk about that when we get there. So Zach beats up the putties, and this is just a excuse to show off how athletic Walter Emmanuel Jones is. He does at one point
There's a lot of crazy stuff during this.
he's running from a putty, and he grabs a branch and like a tree that's bent over.
It's like a diagonally growing branch. It's just about like face level, I think, where he ends up grabbing it.
Yeah, it's maybe a little higher.
A little higher.
He grabs it and backflips using this thing, like gymnasts do on uneven bars. And like at first, I was like, he's just gonna use it to dodge. But then he did a full backflip, and I was like, dude, we get it.
Yeah.
Dang.
You get it.
You get it. And then another thing he does is he goes to grab the egg beater remote control, and a putty like stomps near him, and he does the worm to get away from them.
Yeah.
Like he worms, and every time he does a worm, they stomp closer, and he just dodges them like that. That was goofy, but I mean, I can't do the worm,
No, me either.
so putty's just stomping at you, and you're a dance battle guy.
Right.
That's the easiest way to
You do
dodge
the
when you're on
worm.
your stomach.
Your brain goes to worm, and then
So Zach beats the putties up. They all disappear.
these ones don't disappear in a fight stance. Some of them are in the fetal position on the ground.
Yeah, because Zach.
Like they're all beaten.
Yeah, Zach took them out.
Yeah.
Zach, like it's not like. I don't think this was a distraction. I think this was like, oh crap, he's on to us, get him.
Right.
And then he beat the putties, and they're like, oops.
Shoot.
Then they didn't do anything else about it, so they just like, oh, whatever.
No.
So he grabs the thing, the egg beater remote, and he's like, I need to find Billy. I need to get this to Billy.
Yeah.
Because it's a thing. Billy will know about this thing.
Right.
If not-
this looks like it's complicated
If not-
technologically.
Billy's got a machine that can figure out what this thing is.
He's got a machine for everything.
for everything. Literally. So
his Billy's machine is funny. We'll talk about that.
you're gonna have to because I don't remember it.
I only remember what like the front of it is. I don't remember what the rest of it is. But we'll talk about it.
So we cut back to the pet adoption fair, and Bulk and Skull are like, "Hey," they're like closing the thing
We
out.
smash cut to Billy giving the last pet to just like a random guy,
Yeah.
cat, or I think it might have been a kid, which is just a lab rat in
Yeah.
a cage. They're like, I guess that's the last one. And at this point, Norman is just stuffed under a table.
Because it's a pig, and who's gonna buy that? Then Bulk and Skull like burst onto the scene. There's nothing to break into because it's in a field.
They just come up.
They just appear,
Yeah.
and they're all flustered. And they're like, "Hey, we need an animal. We need a pet
Something cool and unique, like us.
like us." And so they have a pig, and they're like,
So Kimberly like pulls the pig out from under the table and is like, "Here you go."
"Ah,
Ugh.
take this gross pig."
And then like it's a little cute because at first they're like, "Oh, it's a pig," and they're like, "Ew," and then they like get down to its level, and then like they're still looking at it like, "Ew," and then they look at each other and they get these big goofy grins on their face, and they're like, they're all in on this pig.
Yeah, which is the only thing I didn't like about the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that when we get there. I'm gonna try to stop saying that because now that I realize to say it too much, the glass shattered. Crap.
I
So
have to go back and re-edit every
I will
episode.
cut every time I say that out. So then we cut to the next day at school where Bulk is super proud of this pig. This pig's name is Norman. I don't think
Yes.
we mentioned that.
I called him Norman, but I don't think we mentioned that was.
The pig is Norman.
We didn't come out and say that was the pig's name.
Norman is the pig. Pig and Norman are one and the same. So he's super proud of Norman. It's super cute. I love how into this pig he is.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Skull's reading a book about pigs, and he's like, it says some pigs are smarter than most other animals. And Bulk's like, yeah, and a lot of people too, looking at Skull without provocation. Like he's just
Right. He's just being mean to
it
Skull.
would have been one thing if Skull would have said something dumb, but he just said a fact about a pig. Like,
Right.
that's, you know. And then so he's like, Norman, roll over. And Norman doesn't do anything.
He's just munching popcorn,
And then he's like, Norman,
which should be a sign, but we'll get there.
yes. Norman, sit. Was it sit?
I don't
Play
remember.
dead.
Oh yeah, it was play dead.
And
And it just keeps eating popcorn.
he goes, Norman, do nothing and ignore me. And so Norman does nothing and ignores him. And he goes, look at this pig. Yeah.
Look how smart this
It's the
pig
smartest
is.
pig in the world. I love it. So then we jump up to the moon where Goldar and Squad are talking about the pig. Put your hands behind your back.
Who am I?
Who are you? We're Waluigi.
Oh,
no!
Nah.
So, I think Goldar drops the title because they're like, Squad's like, oh, they took the bacon bait, and I think Goldar's like, they're in for a pig surprise. He might have just said big surprise,
He might have.
but with Goldar
I would
voice,
like Goldar to have said a pig surprise.
in my head now he said pig surprise because Goldar thought of that play on words and was like,
Right.
I'm gonna put that in my pocket. I'm gonna tell somebody about that. So we cut to Billy's garage where Billy is examining the thing, and the thing is what I've named the egg beater.
Billy is examining the thing with his own thing.
Yes, his thing is a machine.
I don't know what it is. It might be one of those other kinds of RC car controllers that is like shaped like a gun and has a trigger with a wheel on the side.
Yeah,
It might be one of those. I don't know. But the front of it is like, it's just two sparklers that have been lit.
yeah.
And he's like just like moving it around what we are affectionately calling the
the
thing.
thing.
But there's like a ton of smoke coming off of these sparklers.
yeah,
and you
I
can kind of
noticed
hear
that.
it in Billy's voice. And he's like trying not to
Choking a
breathe it
little
in.
bit? Yeah.
Like,
So the thing is counting down, but Billy doesn't know to what.
he knows it's counting down to 0, but he doesn't know where it is.
Yeah, he doesn't know when it will hit 0, which is
It's kind of weird.
it's a weird thing. Like, how is this machine able to tell that it is counting down, but not?
Counting down in space seconds.
Okay, they're slower because they're far.
Yeah.
There's no gravity, so time is slower when there's no gravity,
Right.
which is weird.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
We don't need to go into
We
a
don't need to do
tangent
this again.
during this episode.
So then Trini goes, "Wait a minute, Zach, didn't you say that the putty that you fought was dressed like an old lady?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was really weird." And then, oh man, I think I had a dream about this. I'm having deja vu. Anyway,
That happens to me like once a day. It's a
um,
little nuts.
and then she's like, "What could that mean?" And then her and Billy look at each other and go, "Norman!" Like they put it together like at the same time.
Yeah.
And then so they run to school.
Also,
I guess they have a free period?
Let's jump back to the garage for a minute.
Okay.
Because there's a Trilly sighting.
There is.
Because before Zach gets there, it's just Billy and Trini in the garage.
Yeah,
That's it, though.
that's it. That's enough.
It's a sighting.
It's a sighting.
Yeah. There definitely has not been a lot of, like, they're secretly dating
Right.
for a while now.
There is one more kind of Trilly thing, but it's only a Trilly thing in relation to something else. And it's later
All right.
in the episode. So they run to school because I guess they have a free period. That's why they're all in the garage and not
Right.
at school. Unless they're at school, like a science lab. But I'm definitely sure this was the garage.
This was Billy's garage. That's why he had all his gadgets. Like,
Right. So they run there and they find Jason and Kimberly just hanging out, loitering by their lockers. And they're like, "Have you guys seen Bulk and Skull?" And they're like, "Yeah, they had Norman. And they were doing a thing, and they went that way or something like that."
And Jason's like, why? And then Trini's like, I think Rita's going to get him. Or something. Like,
Something
I think,
to do. Yeah, Rita's doing something with Norman.
Jason's just like, all right.
Say no more. What was
But he's a
Kimberly-
little annoyed by it.
Well, because I mean, he's at school, you know,
Right.
Like, he's got stuff to do. He's got classes. He probably has gym next, and he's like hype about that.
Yeah, he's pumped.
And then instead, now he's gonna go freaking chase down a pig. It's gonna be terrible. They jump around in a weird way in a second. Anyway, what was Kimberly wearing part 2? She's wearing Raggedy Ann's dress with her pink leotard under it.
Yep.
And her hair is like straightened and looks really good. I don't know how else to explain it. There's like nothing in it. It's just straight hair, but it frames her face real well. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good look, Kim. But it's definitely Raggedy Ann's dress. Like what?
Yeah, it's all patchwork
Yeah.
and denim and yeah.
So
It's a pretty cute dress.
then we cut to the juice bar because I guess now Bulk and Skull have a free period. So they ran across the street to the juice bar to eat.
Right.
And so Bulk's eating a giant hoagie, and the Norman has a bowl that says Norman on it.
Right, full of popcorn.
Yeah,
If you guys haven't figured out where this is going.
yeah. So we're not going to spoil it, but like, just
Get hype.
do some math, get hype, stay hype. So they some anonymous babe walks up behind them and is like, "Oh, he's so cute. What's his name?" And Skull goes, "Bulk."
That's my favorite.
Because Skull is the consummate wingman.
Right.
Right? Like, he doesn't,
Right.
he doesn't think of himself or anything else
Oh,
before,
that's awesome.
before getting, throwing whatever he can Bulk's way. And so she's like, "I was talking about the pig." Or maybe Bulk was like,
Bulk's like, not me, you idiot. And then Bulk's like, his name is Norman.
his name is Norman. And then she goes over to, "Oh, he's such a cute pig." And she starts like petting him. And then we cut. Okay, this is a weird thing that happens. So we cut up to the moon where they're like, "Now is the goal is like, now is the time to cast your spell, Empress." And so she casts her spell on
Well,
Norman.
first, something happens before we cut back up there. Because Rando Babe is petting the pig. And then Bulk's like, I think this is going to... Or Skull's like, this is going to work out well. And then Bulk's like, very well.
Very
But then Ernie comes in.
Yes.
He's like, what are you doing? You can't bring that pig in here.
Why is
I'm sorry if that was really loud. I didn't back up
Ernie-
and I yelled.
Ernie is from Brooklyn?
Yeah.
and except he's not. His family is from Angel Grove. Why does he have a Brooklyn
You
accent?
can't bring that pig in here.
Can't bring that pig in here.
It was funny.
But he doesn't
And
do
then,
anything to.
but then like some sad music plays, and then we cut up.
Yeah, then we cut up. And where it's time for Rita to cast her spell on Norman. So she casts a spell, and as she's doing it, we cut back down to the garage where Billy and Trini have gone back to, and they're like, the thing has now gotten to 0.
But they're like not. They're not really worried about it.
Yeah,
it's
they're
just the egg beater stopped spinning,
And they're like,
and then Trini's like, "What's that mean?" He's like, "I guess it reached 0. I hope they found Norman."
okay,
That's
so,
that's all we get from that scene.
so what the heck is this thing for? It's not like it's counting down to when it will change Norman.
Right. I mean, that's what we're supposed to be led to believe. But then Goldar told Rita to cast a spell.
Why did Rita make this thing that would tell people when
Because I think, as we've proven, Rita is
it's
stupid.
stupid? It also doesn't make sense in that it doesn't work either.
Right.
Because they don't go, oh, this is going to count down to 0, and then something's going to happen to Norman, because the same putty who had this thing is the one that gave us Norman. They never put that together. The only thing they put together is that woman gave them Norman.
Right.
This thing is still separate in their brain.
Right.
So, like, now we have this thing that is counting down.
Well, he does say
nothing
he does
for no
say
reason.
When it hits 0, he says that they hope they found Norman. So I think they figured it out when they looked at each other and went Norman. But like they never just said that they.
But
figured
they're not
it out.
like worried about it. This is from a space witch.
Yeah.
But also she has to cast the spell
I don't
to
know.
activate the thing that turns Norman.
It's dumb.
Who made this thing?
let's
Which one of
move
her
on.
friends made this thing?
The putties probably just made this thing. That's what happens when you don't supervise the putties.
They just go make an egg beater, remote controls, Ghostbuster
Stopwatch.
things.
It's just a
It's
stopwatch.
just a stopwatch without a hand. It's a stopwatch that doesn't tell you the time
Yeah.
because it just
Or
goes,
what it's doing. It just does.
it just does, and then eventually it hits 0 for no reason. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Anyway,
I hate this thing.
this
I
thing,
hate the thing.
Well, the thing is gone after this.
I've been keeping it in the whole time we've been talking about the
There's
thing.
no
I
more
hate the
thing. Billy just keeps it for parts, I guess.
He's gonna use it later to find something.
Zeo crystals, or
Probably. Oh, well, we'll have to keep. We'll keep an eye out to use the thing again. But like, this thing is the dumbest thing on Power Rangers.
Anyway, the thing reaches 0 / Rita casts a spell, and Norman turns in to
Pudgy
Pig.
Josh and I were watching this, and we both went, "Oh,
We're very grown men.
yes, definitely 100% adults."
Pudgy Pig is such a dumb monster.
It's the dumbest. Like that. I mean, there are other dumber monsters, but like this one is like a bunch of thoughts that doesn't make sense together. Oh, it eats everything. It's a pig. All right, on board so far. It's got a Spartan helmet. Why? Its
Why?
arms come out of its mouth. Why?
It doesn't really eat stuff. It just flops it around in
It
its
just-
mouth until it falls on
It
the
just
floor.
ruins food. It doesn't actually eat it all. It just will ruin all the food.
And the first thing that he does, turning into Pudgy Pig, is pick Norman's bowl up off the ground and eat all the
all the
popcorn. It gets
popcorn.
popcorn everywhere.
So if you weren't paying attention to this popcorn, then this is a big surprise. It was a big surprise for us
As
too.
you will remember, in the original episode with Pudgy Pig, which is what, episode
6?
6?
Yeah.
He got popcorn everywhere, which
Yeah.
is why the popcorn was a clue.
He like in the Sentai footage, there's a whole trash can full of popcorn that he dumps in his mouth.
Yep.
I guess he's behind a movie theater. I don't know. But yeah, so Pudgy Pig is the bad guy.
Now, we have a theory about this episode that we'll talk about a little later.
Yeah, there's some questions.
Because we were talking, let's talk about some, what ZO2 is. I said ZO2. Zeo, Jutu. Jutu.
Jew
That was kind
Ranger?
of French.
Jew Ranger.
Jew Ranger 2,
It's-
footage American.
Some people thought the Earth was flat, but it wasn't. I don't know. I don't remember the song, but that's a sentiment that they have in the song. I will link you in this episode. I will link on the Tumblr to the ZU Ranger
Opening.
opening, just so you can read the lyrics because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so we're past, like, the first 40 episodes were just them making an American show out of the Sentai footage.
Yep.
And now, after 41, there's some leftover footage, and then there's new footage that they shot specifically to be in Power Rangers.
Yeah, just like of monsters and
This
fights and
episode,
stuff.
I'm just going to say it now. This episode is a mishmash of unused footage.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive.
Or used footage, because there are 2 points
and
where I'm
some used footage.
where I'm like, did we see this already?
I know we saw some of it, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, switching it up. Putting your thing down, flipping it, and reversing it. That's a Missy Elliott joke. Norman corners Bulk and Skull. Everyone else flees. Bulk and Skull run down into the karate sparring area because they have no sense of self-preservation, I guess. And they are cornered.
Skull bounces off of the punching bag.
Yeah, he hits the punching bag because he's...
And then Bulk stops, which is nice.
Yeah, he's not going to abandon
He's not
going to
leave
best friend.
Skull. So Skull's going down, Bulk's going down with him.
Yeah, that's a...
Even though he was randomly mean to him earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
They're still best
They're
friends.
still best friends. So we're mean to each other all the time.
We are.
It's not even random anymore. We're just basically mean to each other until we talk about Power Rangers or wrestling or whatever. Anyway,
We're pretty mean to each other during
even
wrestling talk
even
sometimes.
wrestling, yeah. So anyway, Norman corners them, and he's just standing there like, "Give me that sandwich! I need to eat that sandwich. I'm so hungry. I got the munchies. Give me that sandwich." And Zach comes in because I guess they're like,
Because Bulk's not giving up his sandwich.
because I guess when they're like, "Yeah,
Also, Pudgy Pig is just speaking in plain English,
yeah,
right? But Bulk is like not hearing him, so Zach needs to tell him.
I think it's one of those things where he's like he can understand him, but he's panicking.
He
so
tries to appeal to Norman by saying,
Yes,
"Don't you recognize us? We're your parents."
your parents. Skull makes this awesome, like, again, Jason Narvey is a national treasure. Skull makes this face that is like 100% terrified, but also trying to appeal to Norman.
Yeah.
Like he's like, see, it's great. Oh, Jason Narvey, it's just the best. Jason Narvey is the one of the best finds. Can you imagine
Yeah.
anybody else as Skull?
No.
It could not work. So anyway, Zach's like, Bulk, because Zach comes in, and I guess when they're like, yeah, Bulk, and they took the Bulk and Skull took the pig, and they went that way. They're like, all right, split up. Billy and Trini are like, we'll go back to the garage. You go look for him.
Right.
I don't know what the plan was, but Zach shows up, and so I guess it's in the nick
Well,
of
Billy
time.
and Trini went back to the garage.
But they're like, yeah, we'll go look in the gym. And then they didn't. They went back to the garage.
They split up Scooby-Doo style. Fred and Daphne
Yes.
go off together.
Shaggy has to go find.
Shaggy goes with Scooby,
Yeah.
and then Velma
Velma
just goes.
either with Scooby and Shaggy or by herself and loses her glasses.
Yep.
She's going to lose her glasses either way. Bulk and Skull feed the sandwich to Norman. And then
Reluctantly. Because
Reluctantly.
Bulk hasn't eaten since lunch.
since lunch. And it's like probably at the latest 2:15,
Right.
3 o'clock, maybe. He doesn't have attention. He's used to a detention snack, so he had to get a real
Right,
food.
right.
So Zach squares up against Norman. He's about to fight Norman. And then Norman disappears. Just like, gone.
Yep.
And so Zach calls Zordon, and Zordon's like, I'm aware of the situation. The Rangers are here waiting for you.
Yeah, the other Rangers are here and have been briefed.
Why aren't they there? Why did he bring them back to the command center instead of having them go help Zach? Zordon didn't know that Pudgy Pig was going to disappear.
Or no, he didn't. And he didn't get Zach out of there because Bulk and Skull were there. And you can't just teleport Zach.
Right.
in
That
front of-
makes sense.
But, yeah, why didn't he tell them, get to the juice bar?
Go help Zach.
It's Pudgy Pig.
Yeah.
Like, that's all the briefing they need.
Right? Says like, come to the command center. You can watch your friend maybe get eaten. We'll see how it goes.
Hopefully Bulk and Skull leave in time so we can get him out of there. But if not, turn away if you're squeaming.
So then Zach teleports there, and they're like, oh, he's attacking the city now. So you got to go stop him. And so they morph.
Well, there's more to it than that. It's a little deeper bit of a segment. Because Zordon says, "Yes, Rangers. Unfortunately, we will have to fight Rita's pudgy pig monster again."
Oh yeah, because
And then-
Kimberly's or Trini's like, that's just a pig.
But we can't just kill it because there's just a real pig in
it's
there.
just a regular pig. It's not a monster. And Zordon for like 1 second, it's like, just kill him then. It's just a pig.
But he's like, "Well,
Try not to hurt him.
try not to hurt Norman."
Like they never figure it out. It's a good thing what happens, or else they'd have to end up killing Norman.
Right.
Fortunately, they
It's a
don't.
really weird thing because then he's attacking Angel
A
Grove.
rooftop.
So they morph into action.
Yeah. And they go, right before a commercial break, Jason's like, this is going to be more than we can stomach. Fought him before. You know how to kill him.
But it's an eating pun.
I guess.
So like, this fight, because now we come back from the black commercial break, the fade to black,
Yeah.
fade back in. And this is the same rooftop fight.
This is okay, at one point.
But instead of showing Pudgy Pig eating their weapons, he just takes them and then they cut
And
away.
then they cut away to him not eating the weapon.
And at one point we see his tail sproing, which is
Which is what happens when he eats the
which is what happens when
weapons.
he eats the weapons.
And another thing that happens is like he jumps at least up.
He started up.
Did he start
so
up?
he
I
came
missed that.
down, went up, and then came down.
Yeah, like he jumped off of a roof onto a lower roof.
Right.
Jumped back up backwards, then jumped back down. Why? Like, we'll find out in a minute that they were really short on time.
Yeah.
They came in really short, so they
They were just
doing whatever they could to,
getting the most out of the footage that they had.
like, I don't know. It's ridiculous.
If he jumps down, it'll take 2 seconds. But if he jumps down, up, then down, we can kill like 8 to 10 seconds.
Minimum 6 entire seconds. So then I just wrote, is this the same footage as before? Because
I'm almost positive.
Yeah,
this is
the
the
more I
same
think about
fight.
it,
it's just cut differently.
yeah, they just snipped out one part. And
Yeah.
that's really it. So then Norman disappears again.
Off camera.
Off camera.
Just suddenly they say, "Oh, he's gone."
He's gone. And they Alpha ran a scan real quick.
Yeah,
to
it
find
was
out.
weird. It was weird because Zordon's like, "Alpha, run a scan," and Alpha's like, "I don't know where to look." And Zordon's like, he basically is like, he's in Angel Grove, dummy.
He's still there.
And then immediately when Zordon ends his sentence, Alpha's like, "I found him."
Yeah. Took like 1 second to find him. They teleport the Rangers to where Norman is,
Mhm.
which is like a farm, which makes sense, right? He's a pig. He wants to go back to his
Did
farm.
we go back up to the moon yet?
I don't know.
Because I feel like Rita and Goldar have talked about how this is just a distraction, and then Goldar is going to come in and destroy Angel Grove.
that is now.
That's right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
They're at the farm and they're all talking to each other. Okay, but
Mhm.
you can't see their mouths move because they're still morphed, which is a choice that someone made. Not necessarily a good choice, but a choice that somebody made.
Right.
The way that you show that they're all like concerned or like trying to find where he is by having everyone hunch over a little bit.
Right.
Everyone is just like hunched a little bit. Like their knees are a little bent, their arms are a little out. It looks really weird how everyone is just slightly hunched over and like their hands are out like they're holding an invisible box and they're like, yeah, we got to find Norman. Okay. And then so they go split up a little bit. Like they don't like, do they split up?
Not really.
So they just like walk around then and they find Norman, still Pudgy Pig,
Mhm.
in a pen, like playing around. And then it cuts back to them and they're just hunched over again. A little concernicus, just like, oh, there he is. What's going on? And someone, I think it's probably Billy or Trini, is like, well, he's still Norman.
Right. He's still like that proves that he's a real pig in there.
Yeah. And then it turns out,
I think it was Trini that said
yeah,
that.
then there's a girl pig in there that Norman is smitten with.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, okay, this is the thing I want to talk about. This is one of the many things I told you guys that we would talk about later. So I can't forget to talk about it now, because now is later. At one point, Norman says, we'll make beautiful bacon together. That's a little morbid. So Norman's in love with this pig.
Yep.
as far as they can tell. Trini's like, "Oh, that's so cute," and then Kimberly's like, "Ew, gross." Okay.
I think they're both gross. I don't think she says that, but basically that's
she
what
says
she's
like gross.
Yeah.
That is gross. I don't think she's talking about the pigs. I think she's talking about love. Because if you'll recall, her boyfriend skipped town as soon as he wasn't a Power Ranger anymore.
thinking.
So I think she's just a little bit down on
Maybe.
the concept of love. And then this is the second kind of Trilly Watch deal is Trini is pretty into them being in love
Right.
because maybe she's secretly dating Billy again. Yeah.
Ew. On again, off again. Guys, figure it out. Quit playing games with my heart.
They go back into town because Zordon's like, "Hey, this is a distraction. Normally fine there, making out with Pig or whatever." They go to a different part in town where Scorpina and Goldar. Goldar's giant, I think, at this point.
Yes.
Because he just kind of starts out giant.
Yes, because immediately when he gets sent down there, the Rangers are looking for Pudgy Pig, and Rita throws her wand down.
Yep.
And I thought it was going to be for Pudgy Pig, because I was like, maybe that's why they're using unused footage, is because he didn't grow
He
the
did not
first
grow,
time. they
yeah.
fought him.
But nope, they just make Goldar grow, and
Yep.
it looks a lot like the first episode.
An awful lot like the
An
first
awful
episode.
lot like it. So Scorpina's there, and they're like, "Look, Scorpina," and then Kim's like, "I'm gonna make her pay," or something like that. I forget what she says exactly.
It's basically like I'm a stomp her.
Yeah, like, whoa, why? Why?
Well, because
Scorpina's in love with Goldar.
and Kimberly's boyfriend skipped town.
Yeah, and she's mad at that. I think it might be onto something.
It might be.
So then they do they call the Zords, and whoo boy, did they have a lot of time to kill this episode?
Yeah.
Because they individually call their Zords.
Like, but they don't just say like, pterodactyl and triceratops. They like say, I, Billy Cranston, summoned the power of the Triceratops dinosaur.
Kimberly's
Like,
the only one who's like pterodactyl power, but the rest of them are like really lugubrious about it.
Right.
And they're like, I summoned the power of the saber-toothed tiger. Like, it's like, man, this came in really short, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they just used footage again. They didn't do a whole lot of new stuff. So they jump in. I noticed that Zach says, or Jason says, log on. I know they've said it before, but it didn't hit me until this time.
Right.
Like, do they have usernames and passwords that they have to put in?
Oh,
to
you
their
can put your
Zord?
hands on.
And that's
You
logging?
plug in the power crystal, and it has your It's like a USB. It has your information
Okay,
saved.
I see. I get it. So then
Although it didn't show them putting in the power crystals. We haven't had power crystals since like the third episode.
it happens. No, it was in 41. They used them.
Did
in
they?
41. Yeah. But they use them all the time, just like not for anything.
And they never bring attention
they
to
just
it. It's
use
just
it
part
as
of the
stick
footage.
shifts, yeah. So they, like, that's a weird thing. Like, they all have crystals that shift. Like, did they sell power crystal toys?
I don't think so.
Who would want that besides me right now at this moment?
Legacy power crystals.
I'll buy them.
There's a Legacy Titanus.
I know. I saw.
Just got listed on Toys R Us. It's $200.
Oh my god.
It's probably the size of your coffee table, though. Like you could ride it.
Oh, I could ride it in a battle. We need to get sponsored by Toys R Us, and they can pay us in toys.
It's really cool looking. We'll talk about that if we ever do a toys episode.
Yes, absolutely. So they use this is like the slowest transformation sequence of all time because it takes like 2 minutes, like 2 full minutes to get from Zords all the way to Megazord. And then they fight, and it's the same fight as the first episode.
It's just recut a little bit.
Yeah, like down to the same way it ends with them calling the Megazord and going to slash.
Right.
He
does the flying drop kick into a double backflip.
Yep, like same thing.
It's all
Like,
the same.
It might be different because I don't remember if he had wings or not.
He did not have wings during this.
So maybe it is a different.
Maybe
episode
it's a
then
different episode.
that plays.
But
out
it plays
exactly
out the same way.
One thing that was not in the first one is it cuts up to Rita for 1 second, and because Goldar's got him in like a headlock,
Right.
and they stomp on Goldar's foot and then like punch him back, and then it comes to Rita, and she has this super sad face on.
Well, because it cut
She's-
to her for a minute before, and she was like, "Yeah, that'll get you," or whatever weird mouth
Right.
matching, and then cuts back down to them in like a hammer lock or something, and then they stomp on Goldar's foot, and it cuts back up to Rita, and she's like,
It's like sad and disappointed. It's super funny because she's like immediately like, oh. You almost said Goldberg again, by the way.
Did I?
Yeah, you're like Goldar. Again,
I didn't even notice.
if somebody out there has like good After Effects / Photoshop skills and just wants to like Photoshop Goldberg into every instance of Goldar, and then just use the same voice, like it's just Goldberg with his mouth. His mouth cannot move. I'm not asking for miracles, but,
right.
you would be my hero for the rest of time. So then Goldar ducks out because he's not a fool. He knows what happens.
Right.
So we jump back down to the farm where Norman is still like trying to get this
He's
pig.
trying to woo this pig.
Yeah.
This lady pig who's not giving him the time
She
of
doesn't
day.
care because he's got 2 legs. Gross, right? Like, what's she need with a long pig? Just nothing. So Billy's technobabble fixes Norman using the thing.
Right, because he reversed the thing.
He reversed the polarity of the thing, and
So now it made Norman into a regular pig
It
instead
tur-
of a regular pig into a pudgy pig.
But the thing didn't turn him into Pudgy Pig. Rita's
It did. Rita's spell made the thing turn him into pudgy pig.
Then why does it need a counter?
Plot convenience.
This is so dumb.
It's a show for dumb kids.
Oh, it's a show for babies.
Grown men aren't supposed to watch and analyze it.
We shouldn't watch it this carefully. Oh, just a little frustrating because it just doesn't make any sense and I can't do anything about it. Oh, anyway, then we kind of fade back in, and they're at school. And Trini comes in, and apparently it's a different day. I know it's a different day. I don't know what Kimberly's wearing, guys.
It's
I let you
just
down.
it's like the same thing as the patchwork dress, but it's pants instead of the dress. From what she was sitting at a desk, but she was also
Right.
like leaned over, so you couldn't see a lot. But she definitely had pants on this time. And then Trini came in a baggy yellow sweater, a yellow like plaid pleated dress, yellow tights, and yellow shoes, with her hair pulled back, probably with a yellow scrunchie. Her bangs were killing it.
All
though.
yellow everything. Her bangs are pretty killer. I don't like it when they do that. I don't like it when they're like, "This is the Yellow Ranger." Remember? It happens with Jason all the time. Like more than with Billy, who could get away with it because jeans are blue.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that happens. So anyway, she brings the news that the farmer has adopted Norman,
That's sad.
which is sad because now Bulk can't have it, right?
Right.
Like now they took it away from Bulk. But then we find out that Bulk,
Bulk now has an irrational fear
Yeah.
of pigs.
because Mrs. Appleby is out, and I guess her lesson plan said someone bring a pig. Because I don't know what she teaches. I thought it was English, but I guess
maybe
not.
she just teaches everything.
She's just the teacher here. But Mr. Kaplan is subbing, and I had this theory a while ago. I probably told you about it. That Mrs. Appleby has cancer, and the reason she's out all the time is because she has chemo treatments.
I don't remember you telling me that.
Oh, because like, I think at one point it looks like she's wearing a wig. Like maybe the actress got it. I don't think so, but like, that's just a theory that popped into my head a while ago during my first major rewatch, like a year and a half ago, and it's just kind of now what I think. And like,
We'll have to keep an eye on
we'll have to
it.
keep an eye out on it. And it's like, if that is I
don't think that's what they were
don't
going
think that was their
for.
intended, but like, was the actress from Mrs. Appleby like too busy to do Power Rangers? Like, was she? They booked her on NYPD Blue. She had to do a guest spot on X Files or something. Like, I don't know what else was on at the time.
Me either.
My
a lot of cartoons, but like
my encyclopedic knowledge of television starts in 1997. So
right.
anything before then, I'm a little fuzzy on. But yeah, it's she had a lesson on pigs, and Bulk and Skull are now terrified of pigs, so they run away Everyone laughs at them. But I thought, like, I was hoping they would bring Norman in. But then, like, halfway through hoping that, I was like, no, because then Bulk will be sad. And I don't want him to be sad about Norman. Because this is Norman, but painted black.
And, like, a little less fat. He's still fat, but he's not as fat as Norman
But the top
was.
in his face is black instead of pink.
Right.
But it looks like this could be Norman's brother.
Right.
Norman's pig brother.
Gordon.
Yeah. Gordon. Gorman.
No.
Yeah, that's the episode, though.
That's it.
That's it. That's the episode. Final thoughts.
I feel really bad for Bulk.
Yeah. That's what I come away with from this.
It's sad, and then like they try to play it for laughs, but like if I adopted a pig that then turned into a monster that then got adopted by a farmer, I know what happens to pigs on farms, you guys.
Right. They're treated well.
Until they're slaughtered for their meat.
Until they're fat enough to get eaten. And
Norman has been fat enough for years.
Norman started out fat enough. Now they're just being pushy about it.
They're gonna let him make some piglets.
Yeah, I'm really sad about that too. I don't know how else it could have ended, to be honest.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to get the pig away from Bulk and Skull
because they don't have the pig anymore. But they could still have the pig and just like keep it at home, and then just talk
just
about
like
the pig
every once in a while,
sometimes.
like back later, way later on, when spoilers. They find the space dumpster and they're trying to open it. If like Norman was just chilling in the garage,
just in the background, and then Norman could be the one that opened up the dumpster to get Bulk and Skull out.
Right?
It could be Norman be like, "Hey, my buddies are in there. My humans are in there. Let me get you out, long pig." Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say on the matter.
I think that's it.
Morphingrid.tumblr.com. That's our website. Go there, look at stuff. It is the exclusive home of What Was Kimberly Wearing Part 3 from this episode. It will also have something else I mentioned earlier in the episode. Oh, Jew Ranger theme song will be on there, so you can listen to that. It'll be a link to a YouTube video, but it's on there.
Right.
Literally, it's .morphingrid@gmail.com. If you want to email us, we're on Twitter @morphingrid. We're on Facebook at
Facebook.com/themorphingrid.
That's it. I had it. I was reading it in my head, and I just couldn't get it to my mouth. We're also on iTunes. If you want to leave a rating or review, that'd be awesome. Helps us out. Helps you out. Get more internet friends. You can talk about our goofy jokes. You guys can be like, "Hey, remember how much he hated the thing?" And then anyone else on Twitter will be like, "What are you guys talking about? What thing?" And you'll be like, "You have to watch it. Listen to it. You can watch it depending on what drugs you're on. I mean,
or you could put it like a visualizer on.
Yeah.
Then watch that.
I have watched a CD before, a comedy CD. Jacob and I had Mitch Hedberg's second CD, Mitch All Together. We were super hyped to listen to it, so we didn't have a CD player. Put it in my DVD player and watched the TV screen the whole time. Didn't need to, but we did.
Good for you guys.
We were 13, so, I mean, low credit. That's going to do it for us today.
Yep.
Come back next week, because it should be a Friday episode if my math's right, where we're talking about episode 43, whose name I haven't looked at, even though I read.
You'll just have to
Big
wait
surprise.
and see.
Or do a Google. Your choice. Until next time, may the power protect you.
May the power protect you.
Why'd
We
you
can
change your
do that
cadence? You
again.
change your
'Cause
cadence all up.